Oh, yeah.
We are live.
All right, good evening, everybody. I'd like to call the March 13th, 2023 Village of Mount Sterling Council meeting to order. May we have a roll call,
Yes.
please?
David.
Here.
Bill.
Here.
Joyce.
Here.
Becky.
Here.
Andy.
Here.
All's present.
Okay. David, would you please do the honors?
Lord, thank you for another day you provided for us. And Lord, be with our village tonight and with our council, and also be with our mayor as she heals from her fall, and be with Andy as he leads us in a town in order, and be with our law enforcement, and be with our great country tonight, Jesus, and touch us all. In your wonderful, wonderful name. Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you, everybody. May I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes from the council meeting held on February 27th, 2023, and a special meeting held on March 8th, 2023?
You have that motion?
Thank you, David.
I'll
Do I hear a second? Thank you, Bill.
David. Bill. David.
Yes.
Bill.
Yes.
Joyce.
Yes.
Becky. Yes. Andy.
Yes, please. All right, no mayor's report today. Obviously, I'm standing in, and we wish the mayor Godspeed in her recovery, and we will keep plugging away as the case may be. So in terms of President Pro Tem report, we just met last week. The only comments that I would have is, when can spring get here and stay here? I would really, really, really like it to do that. I'm optimistic that things like our spring cleanup and council getting organized on initiatives throughout the village this spring, including pothole patching and everything else that needs to be done. We're getting traction. We keep on plowing forward. Snow is not helpful, so let's get this behind us and keep on moving here. So that's my report for this evening. Do we have any public comments? I don't think that we do. No one signed up. We also do not have any executive session tonight. So I will hand it off to the Sheriff's Department for a quick update on a few things. I believe he has a report this evening.
Thank you, Jack.
You're welcome.
Moving the voice. Yeah.
Well, Andy wasn't there to do it for me. All right, you have the nature report there in front of you. Of course, a couple council meetings got canceled, and I wasn't here for the special one or whatever you had. So this is from February 13th to March 13th. Does anybody have any questions about it?
Looks like we had a lot of civil process and a lot of traffic stops as to go around.
Yeah.
Hey, Jack, I got a question on the mental status. Is that somebody tries to commit suicide or just?
It's just mental status change.
Okay.
That could be anything. It doesn't mean they're need to be committed to a hospital or anything like that.
Okay, I just wondered if there'd be somebody who just would, do try to self-harm themselves or something.
Nah.
Okay. That's what
Yeah, that would have been under suicide threats, and you see there's one there.
Okay, thanks, Jack. I
Those are-
just curious.
Getting to be
Okay.
every week.
Very sad to hear that.
I just never seen that one on there before. I just curious.
Sad to hear that.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Questions
on
for
this?
the deputy this evening?
All
Thoughts?
right. The speed sign, I've been emailing our traffic guy every day to get it down here. We need it down here. I know there's a lot of traffic stops going on, but it's still, every ounce of prevention takes us.
We gotta plug that thing into the recharger or get it Tesla powered or do
It's-
something, whatever we can do.
This is the new one. It's
Yeah, this
charged.
is, yeah.
It's charged. It's just getting it from there to here. The old one they trusted me with.
We
The
have
new
a,
one they don't
we have a
trust me.
hitch. Please tell the sheriff, we have a hitch on a couple of different vehicles. We can pull it down.
Yeah. So tell the sheriff I'm a good driver. I mean, to
He
say,
should know,
He
shouldn't
should,
he?
like you would
We
think.
do for a living, like,
Yeah, 29 years and no accidents.
all right. All right, any other questions tonight? All right, thank you very much for the report, we appreciate it. I don't believe we have any law director report tonight, do we? All right. Utilities clerk, it's not her evening, so we will pass her. And we'll go on to the village administrator, Mr. Byrne, who's been busy.
weren't we supposed to hear first? Is this guy coming up to council yet?
Not until you guys approve legislation.
Oh, that's at the end,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Councilman Drake, rest of council, clerk. Not a lot to report on today, doing a lot of day-to-day activities with Marcy being gone. Hopefully she'll be back soon. One thing I do want to report on is our Arbor Day celebration. This is a new event for the village, and we've invited the third graders down from Madison Plains Elementary. They're going to join us. About 100 children are coming down, and we're going to take care of them for the day, get them something to eat from the Sunoco's donating some pizzas, and the community center's donating drinks and everything. So it's going to be a nice day. We're going to plant a couple trees and kind of combine it in with Earth Day as well. So we're looking forward to that celebration.
When was that?
That's April 21st, Friday.
10 PM
It is.
or 10 AM?
10 a.m. it's going to begin over at Mason Park, and then we'll move on to the community center. So
That'll be good.
happy to answer any questions, anybody?
That sounds fantastic. Awesome event, shaping up.
One other thing I will say, we had a streets meeting just now, and we're trying to be proactive on the street closures that we have during the summertime and for Christmas. So we're working on that now, maybe get better signage, and maybe things will be a little bit smoother. Go through. So I'll be getting with you as well, Jack, and see what you think about it.
I appreciate you getting with me today and getting that taken care of.
No problem.
Absolutely.
It's fixed.
I know.
Jack had a leak. I mean, on his sink.
Yeah.
All right, any questions for Mr. Byrne before he takes off? All right, hearing none. Thank you. Building and zoning, madam, you're up. Christie is with us today. Gonna give us a quick update. Yeah, she can use that one.
Okay, so I'm not really sure if I reported in January. Our numbers, I don't think I did. So January was a little bit slower. We had 10 residential building permits is what we issued for the month. I don't have the report for February because we had new software. So I'm really struggling, but what I can report is we've had 2 new homes come in, still down in Deer Creek, 2 more lots. We've had multiple zoning applications coming in, multiple calls, a lot of fences going on. We've also issued 2 right-of-way permits, and then the contractor registration, the word's out that we're registering contractors now, so that should pick up as well.
Great.
And then I'll have the numbers hopefully next month.
Thank you. I don't know about the rest of the council, but I love seeing stuff happen in the village, even in January and even in February. I love seeing
Yeah.
building permits and things going on at the door that says people are thinking
Yeah.
about living here and staying here and doing stuff
We're
here.
getting a lot of calls.
Love it.
So
Love
the
it.
word is spreading.
Good.
Thank you to you and Tom. I mean,
Yeah,
do
you
really
guys,
well.
you guys are on the
Very
front
welcome.
line. Thank you very much.
I hear a lot of positive feedback from the residents that, very prompt, informational, and a smooth process, so.
We
I've heard a lot
appreciate
of
that. So, yeah, we'll do what we can to help.
Thank you so much. And I would say that if a resident does need a variance, come to building and zoning. I think you'll see that it moves along pretty smoothly, that the whole process gets done pretty straightforwardly and we figure stuff out.
Yeah.
It does not sit, so.
No, and I'm glad you said that, because we had one come in yesterday.
Oh,
We have a variance too, so. That's
It's all
Stay in
good.
touch with me,
It's
right?
Yes.
all good. We will figure it out. We always do.
Yeah.
Keep that village growing.
That's
the key
right.
thing. We gotta keep growing.
I like it.
Yeah.
Can I see you for 2 minutes after today's meeting, or are you gonna
can.
stay for the meeting? Were you gonna stay? Okay, great. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, any questions for Christie tonight? All right, hearing none, thank you, ma'am. Let's see here, we're gonna move on to the fiscal officer.
Yes.
Clerk?
Okay, I don't have a lot either. Like Andy said, we just met, a week or so ago. Still early in the budget, not to give numbers, once the third month happens and the first quarter goes through, then we can start expecting spring stuff, projects, potholes, things like that to start coming in, so, we'll talk about it probably early part of April of where budget stays. So I didn't hear any questions or comments from council in regards to any of the financials. You guys did receive, the entire month of February, as I have, did the reconciliation for the month. And, there were no adjustments. Every and any penny and dollar was accounted for, and balanced, to the penny. So if I don't have anybody asking any questions, I would
And-
like to have a motion to approve the appropriation status report, the revenue status report, the receipt listing report, the payment listing report, the comparison of budget and appropriated report, the cash summary by fund, the reader report, and your bank reconciliation for February of 2023.
You have that motion?
Thank you, Joyce. Do I hear a second, please?
I'll second.
Thank you, David.
Joyce and David?
Mm-hmm.
Roll call. Bill?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
And then I also will pass this around. You'll have 2 documents for your signature as well as your bank rec to sign. And I'm finished with mine.
You're good? All right. Moving on to committee reports. Again, I apologize, everybody. We've had to play a little musical chairs with everything going on in here in the village and council. So, as you all have received in your council packets, the committees are going to look a little different, which is cool. I think everybody got organized the way that best we can under the circumstances. So may I please have a motion to accept the designation of the 2023 committees as they sit in your council packet?
You have that motion?
Thank you, Joyce. Is there a second, please?
I'll second.
Thank you, Bill.
Joyce, Bill?
Mhm.
Okay, Joyce?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes?
David?
Yes.
And Bill?
Yes.
All right. Thank you for your flexibility and rolling with the punches as we get off on the right foot this year. Finance, in terms of committee reports, moving on to the actual committee reports themselves, finance, I do not have anything to update on other than obviously we keep an eye on just about everything rolling through the doors here. And we really need to get to the end of the month because that's the end of the first fiscal quarter. Before, as Courtney says, we do a roll-up in early April to try to figure out what burn is looking like for spring. So we will keep everybody in the loop, and as usual, look out into the Ohio checkbook if you want to look at any of the bank balances or anything else that's out there. Spreadsheets are all there. That's all I have for the finance report. David, Pleasant
Yes.
Township?
They talked about getting ready for spring and getting ready for the weed season and checking on the township roads, and also still talking about a possibility of buying a new truck. It depends on their budget. And there's still a few people still wondering what's going to happen about this truck stop, and so that question hasn't been answered yet. And also, they paid the bills. So basically, that's everything that happened.
All right, that was productive. Sounds like they were rolling. Okay, squad, I don't believe we have any report. Fire, we have no report. Water, wastewater.
Hello.
Hi.
I don't have much to report since we did meet on April the 8th. I'm still, I have not met with Misty yet. We have that upcoming. And I know we still don't have the bulk water meter in because we're waiting to do that until we get more information from the engineer. Is that correct, Tom?
I actually have a meeting with him at 9:30 tomorrow morning for a different location.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah,
Okay. So that's all I have to report on that.
Okay, wonderful. Streets, Becky.
Oh, okay, we just had a meeting at 6 o'clock today. So, things that we talked about, we talked about the Durapatch machine that, had previously been approved. It's a little more money than, our original quote. Tom has also found another truck with an attached Durapatch machine on it, that he is considering. He's gonna run it by the guys, and they're gonna take a look and see if that would be a better option, and that is right at the original cost that we had set aside. Our skid steer is still, in the repair shop, so, I know some residents are starting to reach out about potholes and things like that, and unfortunately, we don't have the means right now to really fix them because the skid steer is out of operation, and there was a couple other machines that can be used, but because of the way they back up and this and that, some technical stuff, it makes it really hard to fill those potholes right now. So hopefully that is going to be to us in the next few days, we're hoping. And then we talked about potholes and different projects that need to happen, and we are going to address pretty soon, a lot of you probably have noticed the issue over there on 56 again, that needs addressed, where the concrete work needs done at the edge of town that way. Sorry, I'm terrible with street names, and I'm chair of streets, sorry. But it's on London Street, right? It's on 56. So we do have money set aside for that project, and it's just a matter of pulling the trigger and getting that done. So that's going to be happening eventually, soon. And then you also, when the weather breaks, see us starting to paint some of those street curbs and some more parking tape for parking spaces on the main business part of town. And our next meeting, our meetings are going to be the second Monday of every month. So our next meeting will be the 10th of April at 6 o'clock. I think that's all I have.
Great. Okay, Parks and Recs,
That's
you're
me
up,
too.
yeah.
Okay, so we had a meeting today at 5 o'clock, and
Seen a pattern here.
yes, trying to get them all in one day. We got updates from Jeff on the field status and everything. He is trying to find some sponsors and donations to cover some more brick dust to get those fields looking like immaculate. We got some dirt for the 2 fields that aren't quite complete yet last year, and those will be spread completely really soon. Some of it is already spread, but as soon as the weather allows. We got some updates from Tom. We got a bid on adding an extension to our parking lot, and that is really a lot of money, so we may have to wait on a grant or something else for that to happen down the road. So that will not be in our phase 1 of our project. But some things I wanted to let everyone know. We have a full agenda at the park this year, and I want to let you know those events are starting just next month. April the 21st, Tom mentioned we have an Arbor Day event out there, / Earth Day. April the 22nd, the very next day, there is a junior high softball tournament out there for Madison Plains. That'll be a fundraiser for both the youth league and the high school. And then May 12th, as in years past, Jeff goes out there and makes the park look awesome for our graduation for our preschoolers. So they'll be riding their little tricycles and stuff along the walking path and graduating. So that's really fun, even if you don't have any. It's really fun to watch.
Oh, it's pretty awesome. It's like
It
the
is.
egg roll.
It
You need
is.
to see both of these things
It's
in order to
really-
appreciate
really
them.
They
cute.
drive their little bikes around
Around
the
the,
walking
yeah,
path.
the rat, yeah.
It
Their
is
little
adorable.
tricycles all decorated and
Cute.
For
Yeah.
them, it's like 14
So the more of us
miles.
that come out, the less creepy it looks.
by the time they're like,
But, and then, May 27th, I'm really excited, is the rolling out of our movie nights for the summer. So we have a May, June, July, and August movie for 4 months in a row, the last Saturday of the month. And so, those will, happen. And I just want to, again, talk about how we are like reaching out to other entities in the community as well. Madison Plains, Jeff took out, our movie screen and showed a movie for the kids at Madison Plains at Christmas time, and he said the kids just went crazy, and so that's really awesome. And I also wanted to let you know that the Chamber of Commerce, I just love it when different groups are helping each other. They just recently donated money to the Youth League and Parks and Rec for a new popcorn machine. We had popcorn machines and they both broke, and we went to the Chamber of Commerce and they approved money. So we will be getting a new popcorn machine very soon out of the park, and that's always important for movie nights. So that's kind of my updates. We do have several grants in the works right now, and Courtney's gonna help us a lot with that grant work in the next few days, I hope. And we, phase one, and I've told this over and over, but phase one that I hope everyone sees in spring and summer of this year should be several different swinging options out there. We'll have the tandem swings, we'll have the mommy and baby swings, we'll have the handicap swings. So we're gonna have a really nice assortment of swings out at the park, and we also hope to have enough funds to build a dog park this summer. And eventually, we have several more phases coming. It will include the walking path. It will include restrooms that the EPA approves us of. It will include hopefully a water feature, but these are down the road. But we're working diligently to reach out and get more grants so these things can come to fruition for the community. But really excited about what I think is going to happen this summer. So that's pretty much all I have. Our next meeting will be the 10th as well at 5 o'clock. I think I might have said that already. So anyone is welcome to come out and give ideas. We're still looking to really get a Friends of the Park committee off the ground to help with other fundraisers and things. So any community involvement would be awesome.
Great. I believe we have a motion to make here as well. We have to accept
Yep.
$73
Yep.
in donations.
That's right.
Do I hear a motion to accept an earmark for that? It was a fundraiser held by Hammer Time for the monies restricted only to the park and park uses. Do I hear a motion for that?
Make that motion.
All right.
I'll second that.
Oh, all right.
Okay, so Bill was first.
Bill was first, and I'm hearing multiples, so
Joyce said second.
Joy, okay, all right.
Okay, Joyce,
Yes.
Becky,
Yes.
Andy,
Yes?
David,
Yes.
and Bill.
Yes.
Carried.
All right, records retention, this is one that I own. We had it for a while here, and I need a member of the public desperately to volunteer for this one. Do your duty, and your community needs you to sort records once a month. It is actually we have a good crew, and I really, really, really hope that a member of the community would.
I thought I saw a hand go up back
Oh, is
there.
there a hand going up back there?
Yeah.
Oh
I thought
my
I saw
goodness,
the
I'm
gentleman
seeing
in the red
hands go
shirt, yeah.
flailing practically all over the place.
Uncle Sam wants you.
We love it,
Saying,
we love
"Pick
it, we
me,
love
pick
it.
me." Is that what you said?
All I can say is, we meet on the first Friday of the month at 8 a.m. We do great work. This village has got a lot of stuff which needs to be dealt with.
I have
He's
learned
up
a
at
lot
6
on
o'clock.
that.
And you learn a lot in the committee.
Of old documents that you never.
It's not just history, it's also how do you deal with all this stuff, and the Ohio Historical Society's in the mix, and so it is a lot about our town and what we stand for and what we've done and what we've gotten accomplished, and it's pretty neat to go through it. Also, if anyone has any interest in history whatsoever and is kind of, volunteer, we'll take you. You'll do it? All right, well, we have a volunteer, and thank you. But we'll also take more. That's the minimum. So we would obviously take anybody.
Well, you know,
involved
Andy,
in
when I
it.
said Uncle Sam wants you, he just couldn't pass that up.
Uncle Andy wants you, Nick.
We wanna
That's
make a
right.
motion to accept them.
All right.
That's
So,
1 hour a month. I'll have to.
our next meeting on that one, I don't have a report because we haven't met.
Do you guys want to go ahead and make a motion to accept him while he's out?
I'll make the motion.
All right, thank
second.
you. That's very kind.
Bill,
Do I hear a second? I'm sorry. Did you
I'll
second?
second.
Got it. Thank you. Let's do a roll call then.
David,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Joyce,
Yes.
you'll need to abstain.
I abstain.
Yes.
Thank you.
Andy,
Yes.
Still passed.
Thank you very much. Again, come on down. If any other member of the community would like to join us, we have a good time. So, very cool. Again, that'll be on the first Friday of the month, which is April 7th at 8 a.m. All right, shifting gears. Nuisance and abatement.
That's a tough act to follow.
Yeah.
there. Nuisance and abatement also needs a volunteer, is seeking for a volunteer from the community.
Yeah.
Other than the gentleman in the back in the red shirt. Oh, I had to think about that. So, Craig Hicks has graciously agreed to come back to the committee. So he's going to do what he can.
Wonderful.
So
Good.
we're
Wonderful.
looking forward to that. So we are still searching for one more person. Nuisance and abatement has a lot of stuff going on right now. I spoke with Pastor Phil Starr later today, and he does have two names for me. Jeff and Stacy Procease from the Nazarene Church will be the, I believe, the two people spearheading on behalf of the church, along with the nuisance committee, for the cleanup day, which is going to be the end of April. More to follow. I'll update you more on that as time goes on. I'm talked to Tom. Tom and I are going to try to meet with them at a lunch meeting one afternoon. So I will report back as we progress with that. A lot of tags Tom and I are going to be going over. We have confirmed our next appointment time will be next Monday at 9:30. Tom and I will get together. I will have made phone calls, and we will have tags ready to go. And I don't know how many. I mean, we're going to try, our focus is going to be based on areas of interest, if you will. So we're not just going to go for all of the violations at one time. We're going to try to break it down so it's a little more manageable, and hopefully a little more, our follow-up will be hopefully more consistent than what it was last year. We had a good year last year, but I think we can do better. So we want to improve upon that. Our next meeting is the our meetings will be the first Mondays of the month. And as of right now, they're going to all be at 8:00 a.m. And if that changes, we'll send something out. We'll communicate that out to the village. Or you can look on the website, and I believe it'll be changed on there as well. So that's all I have for that. At this time, I like I said, we've got a lot of things going on. I'm making a lot of contacts with some people, but I need to do that from town hall, which means I need to do that when, I can have access to Courtney's phone. So slowly but surely, we're going to get this taken care of. And I think you're going to see with this 3-day spring cleanup event, a very well-oiled machine, if you will. I think it's going to go very well. The Nazarene Church has always done an excellent job, and we are here to help them with that. So
I know
that
the
being
residents
said-
look forward to it literally every spring and every fall, ever since we
Yes.
expanded it out, and
Yes.
we got so much done. It's just amazing how much stuff builds up over the winter, and I know people look forward to just getting a big spring clean, feeling good, getting the community organized, and then we get things going the right way.
Exactly.
So thank you to the Nazarene Church and all the volunteers who put in so much work from that. It's phenomenal.
It is.
Okay. Safety block watch, Bill.
We had our meeting, what day was it? March 7th. We talked about a few different things, talked about the culvert repair, or the potential culvert repair over on Cliffview. We talked about the child being left on the school bus at Madison Plains, among other things. And we actually, David brought up the possibility of what would happen if there have a train derailment
Oh, yes.
down with the railroad tracks going right by the chemical plant down there. You don't really want to know what we concluded there. Could be potentially catastrophic. And then we talked about some really important stuff, like the red light being burnt out. Still. Don't know. Is it still out?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wondered.
One of our red lights?
Yeah, it's been
See,
out
I-
for about a month and a half, 2 months. Just, and that's pretty
what's-
much all. We're gonna,
What is the status of that light? I mean, what's gonna happen?
it's still burnt out.
It's not unburnt itself out. It's still burnt out.
Electrician that comes and repairs those, so.
Oh, okay,
Tom and
that's
I
the deal.
spoke
Okay.
about that.
She's gonna smack you.
I actually was brainstorming what everybody else is doing there. Is I'm gonna put it on everybody on the committee to look around and identify potential hazards and bring them to the committee.
Absolutely.
Love it. With everything going on in the world right now, that makes all the sense to me. So it sounds like a very productive meeting. And the light, by the way, is still burnt out.
And we done all that in about 30 minutes.
Yeah, well, that's pretty cool. All right. When will the next one be?
I've had it wrote down somewhere. It's going to be the first Tuesday in
April the 4th. All right, got it.
Okay, April the 4th.
April
At
4th.
6 PM.
Yes, we changed the time.
Got it. Okay, cool. Planning, we have just reconstituted the planning committee. We're breaking out planning and zoning. There'll be, we've been given advice, we need to do that. We've done a lot here in the last 2.5, 3 years with planning and zoning, and I really appreciate everyone's involvement. This is a great active committee. So we are now, as of today, fully staffed on this and just need to get everyone's alignment as to when the next planning committee would actually meet, which we haven't gotten yet. So technically speaking, they always used to meet on Wednesdays. It's at basically 6 p.m., but we got it Tuesdays at 6 p.m. I said Tuesdays. And we need to organize that and make sure that that works for the schedule. So please look at the website. We'll get there from here. The same deal with my colleague on zoning. Haven't had a chance to meet yet.
Nope,
Just got it done.
nothing going on anywhere.
And yeah, and we will do that. So look out onto the website.
I know, but before you guys had yours, you had to go through your
Am I zoning now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yes. Sorry about that. We're playing switcheroo.
I think she's on, I just got this today. Just says I'm on zoning, and Joyce, I think you're on EMS now.
Yes, and I apologize for that. We
I
had to
didn't see it, so
sit
thank you.
down just recently and do that on Friday when your packets went out.
Yeah.
The committee designations were in there, and we had to make allotments for who
Right.
could actually serve on what.
And I did receive my packet, so it's my own fault that I haven't
No, not at all.
reviewed it.
You're good. But we will make sure doubly that everybody is set and everybody understands which is which. But the point still stands. We have not set dates for those
Right.
yet, and we need to do that. And so we'll be working to get those published, and they'll be out on the
But
website.
the reason why she was prompting the question is because you guys didn't approve your committees yet until tonight. So that's
Okay.
why
Mhm.
the alignment and
Okay.
the designation still has to remain the same until you guys approve it.
Right.
Okay.
So next time we'll do
Yes.
that. Okay. So there's nothing for planning and
Because I need to
zoning.
meet with you.
So on that note, we'll shift gears to the last committee on the list, and that is the tree beautification committee.
I won't take a long time. Tom already talked about the Arbor Day and Earth Day. We hope everyone comes out and supports it. As he mentioned, the children from Madison Plains will be here. We'll do some tree planting. They will mulch around the trees. We'll have a couple of activities out there. Go to the community center and watch the Lorax, which is all about trees, and feed them lunch. Thank you to everyone who is donating for that. That is at 10 o'clock on April the 21st, as already mentioned. But I do want to say I have mentioned a couple of times that on April the 1st, we were going to have a community cleanup out there around that tree where we discovered Mount Sterling's oldest tree. So we are scratching that. Tom's going to have the guys work out there more. He's afraid the terrain's a little too rough right now for too many volunteers out there. So we're going to scratch that, and that day is pretty jam-packed full. I know the community center has their Easter egg hunt that day, as well as bingo at the American Legion. So we're going to go ahead and scratch that. We are meeting this Thursday, if anyone again would like to come. Thursday here at Town Hall at 1 o'clock for our tree committee. I think that's it.
Okay, all right. I am morbidly curious as to how you determined that particular tree was the oldest one. Is it so big?
It's so big.
Is it's, did you cut it down to check?
Ohio Forestry came out and they did measurements on it, and they said it was probably around 220 years old.
Wow.
It's older than me.
Okay, all right, I'll buy that. Yeah.
Anybody's got an older one?
Yeah, if there's an older one in town, holy smokies, that's pretty old. That's pretty old. It's definitely not a silver maple. All right, thank you on that one. We're now moving on to ordinances and resolutions. So we have one this evening.
Yep. Resolution 2023-02, a resolution replacing Councilmember Robert Longoy with Ross Anderson and declaring this as an emergency.
May I have a motion to suspend the rules, please?
Have that motion?
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Bill.
David, Bill, roll call. Becky?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes?
David?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes.
All right. May I have a motion, please, to place it on the first, second, and third readings?
I'll
Yeah.
give you the motion.
Thank you, Bill.
I'll second.
Thank you,
Bill,
Joyce.
Roll call. Andy?
Yes?
David?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
All right. And finally, a motion. May I please have a motion to adopt legislation?
You have that?
Thank you, David.
I'll second.
Thank you, Joyce. All right.
David, Joyce?
Mm-hmm.
David?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
Resolution 2023-02 has passed.
All right. Mr. Anderson, would you please proceed forward so I can minister the oath? All right. Do this like this. Would you mind raising your right hand, please? I, repeat after me,
I,
Ross Anderson,
Ross Anderson,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio.
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio.
I will faithfully, honestly, and impartially discharge the duties of the office of Village Council Member. A little long there, and will faithfully,
And will faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
and impartially
and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office of Village Council
of
Member
the office of Village Council Member
of the Village of Mount Sterling
of the Village of Mount Sterling
in Madison County, Ohio.
in Madison County, Ohio.
So help me God.
So help me God.
You're in. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your willingness to serve.
You can take your seat right beside Becky. Yep, just for a second tonight.
All right. Thank you. We're now moving on to roundtable.
I have something that I wanted to bring up, and maybe we could make a motion on it. I'd like to make a motion, but maybe we could present legislation at our next council meeting. At one of our, on February the 1st, at Parks and Rec, it came up that employees are receiving their cost of living at different times of the year. And I had asked that maybe council look at that and make it all January the 1st for everyone, definitely more fair. So some people aren't waiting 6 months to get their cost of living. So I just wanted to make a motion tonight that we hear legislation in 2 weeks. I'd give everyone a fair amount of time to decide what they think about it in 2 weeks to make that all employees receive their cost of living raises at the same time. So I'd like to make that motion, that we hear it in 2 weeks.
First of all, I'm not sure we need one because it would be legislation coming before us. We would just be voting on the legislation. But is there any opposition to a harmonization of when the employee cost of living comes forward? I don't think there is any. We just need to actually vote on legislation.
Yeah. Well, I just talked to Stephen, and he told me to present it this way, ask for in 2 weeks to have everybody, vote on it then, but give you time now to think about it. But I'd like to make a motion now that we
Second.
consider it.
So the motion's in
Absolutely.
place, we need to.
Yeah.
I'll second. I'll second.
Roll call. David?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
Okay, so if you guys are okay with this, I'll go ahead and prepare legislation. Are you still wanting it in 2 weeks? Because there's a motion today at the next council meeting at the end of March to have it pass as an emergency, or did you guys want to go through the 3 readings?
I think it should be personally an emergency, only as soon as possible, just because, again, some of these employees still don't have it, and some of them do. There's only 4 or 5 of you guys, and I just think it should be even, fair.
So do you want that, is everybody okay with that as an emergency for the next council meeting?
I'm fine with that, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And then as far as roundtable, if I can, I just want to remind everyone that this Saturday, the 18th, the community center is hosting their annual spring bazaar, and I know they have 50-some businesses, small businesses that are coming out and filling the community center, a couple of food trucks, I think, down there, and then there's also a shop hop for downtown businesses. So I just, as always, eat, drink, shop local. So I just encourage everyone to go out and support your community and all your small business owners.
I want to bring up, too, Andy, this is Tornado Watch Week.
Yes.
And,
By the way, we've already had- we've
and
already
it's hard to
had
believe
some, huh?
everything we went
Yeah.
through and everything, and, always be prepared, have you a safety kit ready, have you some water and emergency food, because we never know how bad it's going to be. We saw what happened down in Orient, and God was with us. It went over top of our village that evening. We could easily touch down, went down Main Street, but I think it never hurts to be prepared. Have you a good flashlight, a good radio, but be prepared for this. And also, Thursday is Think of Veterans Day.
Yeah.
And if you know any veterans, shake their hand and thank them for their service. And that's all I have to say.
Good comments, good comments. And the siren was working, just for everyone's benefit. Don't sleep on it,
Oh, no,
even though it was, even
I
though,
left out St. Patrick's Day, top of the days to you.
yeah, it's
cannot
coming at the,
forget
it's
about
coming,
that.
coming at the end,
Yeah,
it's coming
I'm
at the end.
still Irish.
Why, it's practically a 3-day weekend, isn't it?
Forget about that.
It's practically a 3-day weekend.
We got an Irishman.
I have no comment on it.
No comment.
We're top of the day to you, too.
12% Irish.
When is that? Is that the 17th? Or? Okay. Friday.
Goodness, it's a 3-day weekend. More on the round table. More, yes, sure.
Back to block watch and safety, you guys were talking about train derailment. I would get with EMA,
Mhm.
because they have all the protocols,
Oh, yeah.
everything you would need for that.
Write that down.
Also, I want to talk a little bit about the park. You know, I'm a park guy. I love the kids. Dedicated 4 years to the village, worked in the park. I always thought I was the best at it, okay? But after I quit, the best came along. I don't know if you guys really understand what he's doing with that park. You get 4 inches of rain, when I had it, you were out that week, you didn't play ball. 4 inches of rain now at that park, you're out one day. Most high schools, pros, they can't take care of a field like that. So I just want you guys to know that Jeff is doing a fabulous job. I don't know what you're paying him. If you're paying him what you paid me, you better give him a raise, because we don't want him going anywhere.
Amen.
Park is always clean. I check it every single day that I'm down here. So we're very fortunate to have Jeff.
We are, absolutely.
Thank you.
Other items for round table.
I've got nothing.
All right. All right, on that note, at 7:46, Bologna Watch Time, we are adjourned. Thank you all for a good meeting this evening. And Mr. Anderson, I have something for you to sign.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna make him watch it. That was very nice. That was very nice of you.
No, that's in complete honesty.
Aw.
I didn't think I was the best.